Welcome to the first Love Thy Neighbor, a series we're doing before the 2025 season begins. We decided to get to know our neighbors. First on the list is Tennessee. Why are they first? I don't know. Just started up north, but work our way around. No, Tennessee is a neighboring football power, and a lot of history with Georgia and Tennessee. A very strange relationship. They've seldom been dominant at the same time. Tennessee's had their time, they've had their moments, and so has Georgia. They've had some times when they've both been pretty good. Tennessee had its best decade, probably ever, considering how much you want to consider the general back in the 30s or whatever. Modern football, their best decade was the 90s. They must have won 9 titles. No, they won a title in the 90s. We'll talk about all of that. We're going to talk about Tennessee's media. I had to research Tennessee. I can't just talk about them. I got to Google all kind of Tennessee media. I dove in. I became a Tennessee fan as if I'd moved in to Nashville or something. And I wanted to get my football team and the pest control and the dentist and the doctor and the trash man. Your football team's on the list of things you gotta find out what it's like when you move. I ain't moving to Tennessee, but I am putting myself in that position of the Tennessee fan. You know how that works. You just imagine. Put yourself in your brother's shoes and love thy neighbor. And today, we'll start with Tennessee, the Tennessee Volunteers. Pretty good neighbor to have. Volunteers to defend. Great to have a Tennessee Volunteer nearby. Tennessee's a good program. And sometimes you hate them, and sometimes you feel sorry for them. And sometimes you kind of hate them. You're afraid of them. It has been a while since anyone has been afraid of Tennessee, in my opinion. But we'll talk about their football team, and the whole idea is to find out how each of our neighbors look, what they've done in the off season, what they're looking like down the road, and we're just going to dive into that program. We're going to do everybody around us. Today it's Tennessee, so you can't learn anything about them until you look at their media. So I had to listen to their podcasters. They got some good ones. And I'll let you listen to some clips from some of their shows so you know what they're saying about their own team. I didn't come here to make anything up. I came here to find out. Tennessee has turned from a train wreck to a stable program, thanks in large part to Danny White and Josh Heupel. But are those the two that's going to make the difference all the way? Well, no. As every school now, they have to wonder, do we need a general manager? NIL's getting out of hand. We got lawsuits everywhere. Do we need a general manager? And what's Tennessee thinking about that?
Here's my off-the-cuff thinking on that. Is that if you have somebody that's playing the role of the general manager, they don't necessarily have to have the title, as long as you're doing that. I would compare that to years ago when there were very, very few schools, Tennessee was one, that had a women's athletic director. Other schools had a senior athletic director in charge of women's sports. They did the same thing. Didn't matter what the title was, they did the same thing. So if you have somebody at Tennessee that is acting as a general manager but is not called that, I'm okay with it. But I do think you have to have somebody that's in a role that's out front with a lot of these things, that sees it coming and that doesn't get caught off guard. And that may be hard to do. But I'll go back to this. Would those things have happened if Tennessee had a general manager anyway? We don't really know. And so as long as they have somebody that acts in that role, I'm okay with you not calling that person a general manager. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I would agree if it wasn't for the fact that I feel like, and this is weird to say, I'm not so sure Josh Heupel should be the one to pick who acts in that role.
So Tennessee now is faced with the challenge of playing with the big boys. Do they have the resources to stay at the level of playoff contention? Has Josh Heupel done enough for this program? People up here are high on Josh Heupel, and they should be. What sort of season does Tennessee expect to have?
On about 2 Fridays ago, and he talked about how Tennessee is, they're not being forthcoming right now with the fact that they have some struggles on the NIL front compared to other schools. And their budget's not, according to Will, there are a couple of prominent boosters he's talked to that have, put it this way, I don't know why they thought this, but they thought they were going to get some sort of return on investment with opening up their opening up this money in NIL budget. Now, I don't know how you could think that. I mean, NIL money to bribe a player to come play for your school, there's no return on investment in that. You're doing it so you can see them win on Saturday. And
that's the return on the investment.
Yeah.
Tennessee was overmatched against a big spending Ohio State team in their playoff loss. Then their bell cow quarterback, Nico leaves. What impact will money have on Tennessee's expectations in 2025? Tennessee may have lost some games, but they have won losses. Tennessee has resources, but how much is enough?
See it. And I guess where I go with the NIL is if you are on a tighter budget than, say, Ohio State, which we know bought a national championship team last year, then the general manager is not just there to scout and evaluate talent. They also have to understand how to divvy up funds to a certain degree. And, I mean, Jimmy, I don't know your experience with coaches, but I don't think most coaches are that great with math, honestly.
Unless it's their own pocketbook. To expect a return on that investment, to me, is kind of a pie in the sky thing. I will tell you that I was told that a significant booster who put a lot of money up so Tennessee could get Lance Hurd was not very happy about the return on the investment of his performance on the field.
So there you heard from Off the Hook Sports, one of the bigger media outlets in the Tennessee fan world. You can listen to them and keep up with the sports. We also found another Tennessee podcaster, Sport Talk Jay, and we're going to hear from him a little later. The big question might be not what kind of offense Josh Heupel is going to have, who's going to be Tennessee's quarterback, or whatever. It might be, are they going to stay in the SEC?
And YouTube Land got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, yeah, we've got somebody down in Alabama land that wants Tennessee kicked out of the SEC.
Oh, hell no!
Also, Urban Meyer is concerned about Nico and the move to UCLA. He has some concerns. We're going to get into that, but I can't bury the lead on this one. And this is in the Bama Hammer. It says Greg Sankey should kick the Tennessee Volunteers out of the SEC. It's by a fellow by the name of Ronald Evans. And he writes, an SEC without the Tennessee Vols is exactly what college football needs. Greg Sankey should take bold and extreme action. And it says, if the Tennessee program intends to avoid all efforts of control coming from the expected House settlement, the SEC will show them the door. He says, this is an opinion piece. Others, perhaps many others, will disagree.
What the hell is even that?
No. Are you kidding? That seems very reasonable to me. Just kick them out.